I never thought the man in that viral video, the one face down, bruised, shackled like some criminal, would be my father. A quiet man, a veteran, a black man who served this country longer than the cops who beat him have been alive. But the moment those officers unleashed the K9 and the dog just sat down, everything I believed shattered. And that's exactly where the real fight began. See? My dad, Elie Moreau. He's not the kind of man who yells or demands. He's the kind of guy who still stands for the anthem, who tips too much at diners, who taught me how to fix a fence and forgive people faster than they deserve. That morning, he took his usual walk to Franklin Park, same bench, same thermos, same old German shepherd named Leo, just a peaceful man with a peaceful dog. But peace doesn't protect you when you're black in America. 3 cops showed up, said someone reported a suspicious person loitering by the playground. Dad explained politely he was just resting. But the moment he didn't pull out ID fast enough, it escalated. 1 cop grabbed his wrist, another yanked the leash from Leo, and the third gave the order to deploy. But Leo didn't lunge, didn't bark. He just looked at my dad and sat beside him. Still, silent, loyal. And then they beat him anyway. I got the call while prepping for a civil rights deposition. Funny enough, your father's in custody and injured. No context, just dread. When I walked into that hospital room, I barely recognized him. Eyes swollen shut, lip split, 1 arm cuffed to the bed. And Leo had been taken back to the station like some defective tool. What they didn't realize is that Leo knew my father. Years ago, Dad trained military K9s. Leo was one of his last deployment before retirement. And that dog, in the park, remembered the man who raised him not with force, but with patience. You'd think that would matter. Instead, the department claimed the dog malfunctioned, that my father was non-compliant, said he provoked the K9, which, by the way, refused to bite because it remembered its handler. And that's when everything changed. The video went viral, filmed by a teenage girl across the park. The internet did its things. Hashtags, outrage, think pieces. But I didn't want headlines. I wanted truth. So I dug deployment papers, dog logs, even training videos where my dad taught Leo in German. I released it all. It exploded. At trial, the cops tried to spin it, said they feared for their lives. But when Leo was brought in and given the same aggressive commands, he walked past the handler and sat beside my father. Again, untrained dogs don't do that. But dogs trained in love, in loyalty, they remember. The jury saw. The courtroom went silent. 1 officer pleaded the 5th. Another broke on the stand. The verdict: guilty excessive force, falsifying reports, obstruction. The bench where it all happened, the city renamed it Elijah's Place. There's even a plaque that reads, "He sat in peace. They answered with violence." But the dog knew the truth. Sometimes justice doesn't bark. It sits beside you. And maybe the system still bites, but now it can't pretend we're silent. So here's the question for you. What do you think saved Elie Moreau that day? The law, the camera, or the dog who chose memory over command? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if this story hit you hard. And don't forget to subscribe, because sometimes the smallest acts of loyalty become the loudest proof of truth.